Well, everyone, we want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Centennial Hills TV. Every once in a while, we have the unique opportunity to talk with a lot of different people that are in the community businesses, and sometimes we get really lucky and privileged. we don't.
Lucky, huh?
Yeah, we don't trim this either.
Okay.
So
we're getting a good-looking guy eventually instead of me and you. I mean, it's
anyway.
ridiculous.
We time to time get the opportunity to talk to some people that really know what's going on, and Councilman Ross has been one of our good guy for AndRoad.com in the Centennial Hills community. So, welcome.
Well, thank you both for having me.
Thank you,
Good to
Councilman.
be here. I'm glad you guys are doing this. This is a great service that you provide folks who live out in Centennial Hills in the Northwest, or anybody just involved in business. I'm very impressed with what you're doing.
Well, for those of you who haven't read the Centennial View newspaper, pick yourself up a copy. The councilman's got front page billing this time, and the caption says, "Well, I'm an optimist. I'm optimistic."
I'm optimistic.
And he goes through. We're not going to obviously go through the whole article, but a couple things I wanted to point out. You were talking about. Centennial Hills population about 130,000.
Yeah, 130,000 and growing. I mean, we're still growing despite the recession.
And you've been seeing small indicators about businesses starting. What indicators are you looking at?
I've actually been paying close attention to a lot of the economic indicators that we deal with here in the city of Las Vegas. Because I'm an optimist, we all know how challenging it is for us right now. Our unemployment numbers, our foreclosure numbers, and you know how active I've been with the foreclosure crisis. But there are small economic indicators. I am a member of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, and we've actually got it down to a science in regards to what's happening with our economy. Now let me talk about economy for a minute. We all know that local governments have been suffering with their budgets. We at the City of Las Vegas have done a tremendous job and a terrific job. We've got a great executive staff, especially in our finance department, to help us get through this financial nightmare that we're in. Fortunately, we work very closely with our collective bargaining units as well to kind of trim some things and get our budget in line with where we need to be. That being said, we have not slowed down in regards to our capital improvement projects. We are continuing to put money out on the street for projects to keep people employed and to keep the city's infrastructure moving in the right direction. When we do that, it affects all businesses, vendors, suppliers, the workmen out there in the field. So I want you to know that first. Now back to the economic indicators. At the LVCVA, they have created, I mean, it is an absolute science in regards to who's coming here, how many people are taking a plane to get here, how many people are driving up I-15 or driving down I-15 to get here. We're still a destination for everybody. Everyone in the world still wants to come to Las Vegas, and that's awesome. We want that to continue.
I know what your report you're talking about because I have seen it.
You've seen that report?
I mean, it really breaks down to the nitty-gritty. Who comes here?
It does.
Their stays. How much they
spend on gaming, lodging, food,
amazing.
Extracurricular activities. So me paying attention to that, watching the economics that are coming out of certainly Wall Street. And of course, there's always challenges in Washington D.C. Can't imagine much happening there, but in Las Vegas in particular, having grown up here all my life, and certainly my mother being in the real estate business all of my life that I can remember, we've seen hills and valleys, and we're in a valley. I think we've hit the bottom, and I think we're coming back up because economic indicators are pointing that. Our consolidated revenue tax is coming back up. Visitor volume at McCarran International Airport has come back. Gaming revenues have turned and made a turn coming back up. Now, are they climbing up a mountain? No, but they're slowly creeping up that hill, and that's what we want to see.
Mazda, Hyundai, Sportsman's Warehouse, Metro Pizza.
Metro Pizza is they're under construction right now at the corner of Cimarron and Sky Point. This is going to be Metro Pizza's home location. This is going to be the mothership. This is going to be their training center. This is going to be the location where they make all the dough for all of the stores throughout the city of Las Vegas. So their corporate headquarters is coming out here to Centennial Hills. Mazda dealership just opened recently with a new dealership in Centennial, and I'm proud to report another dealership, maybe two, maybe on their way out to Centennial Hills. I can't disclose exactly who they are at this time, but I'm excited about that because when we do that, we're creating jobs, we're helping the economy, we're putting people back to work.
Well, Randy and I work for Realty One Group.
Yep, largest.
Hopefully, and we're working on a lease right now to move to we're going to move into Centennial. It's just where it is.
You know, Realty one of the largest brokerages in Southern Nevada, from
Yes,
what I understand.
absolutely.
We want you out here in the Northwest. This is, and I got to tell you, I think Centennial Hills is going to be the epicenter of economic growth and development for the city of Las Vegas. I want to say downtown because downtown's changing too, and that's good as well. But we are certainly the epicenter for the Northwest.
This is an often beat question, Councilman. Is there any chance ever to have like a Unigov here in Clark County? Has that ever been
A
discussed?
Unigov, and like one large government
Like
entity.
the county and the city? Because, you know, the funny part, people say the county's the biggest entity, right? But people don't come to Clark County.
No.
They come to Las Vegas.
Yeah, people don't want to come to Clark.
No.
And it's interesting, in our studies, certainly through the LBCBA and any other studies that maybe Jeremy Aguero through Applied Analysis does, people don't even know what Nevada is. If you're out of the country, what does Nevada mean to you? Not much. But when you say Las Vegas, that brand is
Everybody,
worldwide.
absolutely.
So it's Las Vegas, and it's not Clark County. And I got to tell you, I have worked very closely with all of the local governments from the city of Boulder City, the city of Mesquite, North Las Vegas, Clark County, and we have to do that. Local governments have to work together because we are faced with such an economic crisis right now.
Stacks of new business paperwork pass your desk each week.
This is a practice I started in my office a long time ago, which I started a lot of practices in my office a long time ago. I personally write a thank you letter and welcome to Ward 6 Centennial Hills letter to every business that purchases a new business license. And I can tell you right now, Michelle in my office puts a stack of those in front of me every month, and it's a stack. And I'm looking at it going, holy cow. Now, some of these may be home-based businesses. Some of them may be the Sportsman's Warehouses of the world or the new car dealerships of the world. But I make it a point. If you open a new business in Ward 6 in Centennial Hills, you get a personal letter from me and a thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Great. Yeah.
The Great Mall site. Everybody's been really reeling about that for the last 2-3 years that I know of.
Well, little history. 2005, when I was elected, 555 Development had purchased that land and owned that land just east of Centennial Hills Hospital, between Timberlake and between the Mountain Ridge baseball fields right off of Oso Blanco. They planned on building the Great Mall of Las Vegas. They had several letters of intent from large retail stores and smaller ones. The economy took a dive. The recession took place. They lost the letters of intent. The property went back to the bank.
Wow.
A fire sale takes place, and another organization purchases that land, and it's the same organization and the same men that built Tivoli Village over in Boca Park.
Wow.
And the same men that built the Queens Ridge Towers. Now, these are the real deal. These are real developers. They're very talented. They're genius when it comes to architecture and the materials that they use in the stores. If you haven't been to Tivoli Village, you got to go, because I think we're going to get one of those out here in Centennial Hills.
Yoo-hoo!
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
We will get them all. And my wife.
I go by it every day going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great place.
It's a great location
Yeah,
for
it
it.
is.
Just a couple more items, Councilman. College of Southern Nevada and Opportunity Village.
Yep, College of Southern Nevada. I've been working very hard for the past 6 years with the College of Southern Nevada to locate a northwestern campus for them to grow. Well, we're familiar with Centennial Hills Hospital. We're familiar with the medical office building that's associated with it. A lot of doctors are moving out here. A lot of great physicians are moving out to the northwest. Likewise, I thought this is a perfect fit for the College of Southern Nevada. We have designated a parcel for them right off of Oso Blanco and Durango. It is just west of the Centennial Hills Park and Ride that the Regional Transportation Commission recently built.
I love that.
$13 million facility paid for by the America Recovery Reinvestment Act money. People use the park and ride. It's good to see people parking their cars and using the bus going into town. That land is set aside for the College of Southern Nevada. They're currently working with our congressional delegation to not build a typical campus. They want a campus that is non-typical, so you have other retail uses on it. It's a BLM parcel, and for it to do something on a BLM parcel, you can't do retail use. So they're working with our congressional delegation. Several months ago, the operators of Opportunity Village came to me and said, Councilman, we are looking for a northwestern campus as well, because a lot of our population come from North Las Vegas, the Northwest, and it's very difficult to get to our our facility in the southwest part of town, and they recently built a beautiful facility in the southwest part of town. So I thought to myself, let's see, I got the College of Southern Nevada, I got the Centennial Hills Park and Ride, maybe the acreage across the street on Durango that was scheduled to be a post office would be a good fit. So I put the two together, Opportunity Village and College of Southern Nevada. It was a perfect marriage. They're working together now, so we actually get a northwestern campus for Opportunity Village. It's wonderful. So just wonderful things happening out here in the Northwest. That's why I'm so optimistic about the days to come.
October 13th.
October 13th.
What's happening on October 13th? Did I get the date right? The business mixer we're putting
Oh,
together.
yes, yeah, the business mixer. I want to tell you about that, too.
Got him.
Councilman, or Mayor Pro Tem Anthony, after he got elected, he started putting this business mixer together for his businesses in Ward 4. Well, I went to him soon after he started that, and I said, Councilman, we need to do a Ward 10 business mixer, Ward 6 and Ward 4, and he didn't so much like the Ward 10 idea, but we are going to work together collectively between Mayor Pro Tem Anthony and myself to continue to put these business mixers together. We're going to alternate from Centennial over to Durango, Hills YMCA. The more our businesses have an opportunity to network, the more we can highlight our businesses, the better we're doing. A good example, yesterday's City Council meeting, Freddie Smith, who of course is Fabulous Freddie's Car Washes.
Right.
Yes.
He had an issue before the City Council, and I gave him an opportunity. I said, Freddie, now's your opportunity to talk about your business. It's incumbent that we as a local government, all local governments, including our state government, do everything we can to help our businesses succeed. Whether it's real estate, whether it's retail, whether it's wholesale, it matters not. We have a responsibility and a duty to do everything we can to help you succeed as a small business or you succeed as a large business. It matters not. And I take that very seriously.
And that's exactly what AnnRoad.com's mission is exactly what you're talking about.
Absolutely. And I was so impressed, Randy, when you invited me to an AnnRoad.com event a long, long time ago.
Dodge dealer?
At the Dodge
Unless you
dealership.
came with the Mayor Goodman at the time,
Yep.
the older.
Yep. But I got to tell you, that's our commitment to our businesses. And AnnRoad.com is a perfect example of businesses taking control of helping businesses. That's awesome. Now I want to help do the same thing with our local government.
That's great.
Well, it sounds good. Is there any other things that we missed? We went through a whole lot of
No, we
stuff.
didn't. We only scratched the surface, so I look forward to the next time we get to sit down and talk about things happening out here in the Northwest.
Well, we may have to come back because those icons are so small I can't see what's left on my...
Well, let me say this.
Cecil is going down a little
Let me
bit.
say this. You guys are doing a great job.
You are too.
I want you to know that. Things we're doing in the neighborhoods. We could talk for hours about the foreclosure mess we're in. We could talk about public safety issues I'm confronted with right now. But I think right now the most important thing is jobs, businesses, and the economy.
Well, we got to make it a little commercial ourselves that you're very accessible and we appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody has
And the
my
people
cell phone.
should appreciate it out here too.
You know, and they do. I've got to tell you, the people know me. They know where I live. They know who my children all live out here. I mean, it's a big family.
That's great.
If you know someone in your office that has a small video camera, if you want to do like a 5 or 10 minutes on occasion, send it over to us. We'll publish those so people can kind of keep up.
Yeah.
The newsletter is terrific. We get a lot of our news.
Oh, we use his newsletter every
Yeah.
meeting.
Well,
We do.
and that's a great resource too. And folks, if you're not getting that newsletter, go to lasvegasnevada.gov or call my office at 229-6154. We'll get you signed up.
Well, let's let him
That's
go.
it. That's
Thank
a
you.
wrap.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Councilman.